Welcome to On the Chain. This is Jeff here with co-host Chip. Hey, I got it right this time. Not sure what side I'm on. Welcome. Have a great evening here because we have so many amazing things to cover. As usual, we're going to be talking about Ripple, XRP, because as things progress, there seems to be more news out on the SEC lawsuits. There has to be more news out on the fact that the XRP community isn't staying silent. They're not sitting back like the Kick or Kin community. The XRP community speaks out loudly. And guess what? The Congress has attempted to eliminate the barriers to innovation. We're going to talk about that and a whole bunch more. Chip, you ready?
Let's go.
Let's go.
Welcome to On the Chain with Jeff and Chip.
What's up?
What's up? It's weird because we're on different sides. That's why we're kind of like confused.
I couldn't figure it out.
Couldn't figure it out. I was like, whoa, what are we doing here? So everybody is so let's jump right into the shallow end head first for maximum impact. You had mentioned it and brought it up right there, but it looks like there's 12,600 XRP holders demand their day in court. I love the way this this particular article is written over on Forecast because it's a kind of headline I enjoy seeing once in a while. And you see this puppy right there. You see that? We demanded, Jeff. We will not put up for anything less.
The holders are demanding.
XRP investors and users asked to join the SEC lawsuit against Ripple as third-party defendant. Without our intervention, we are without a voice in the debate. And so this has to do with, obviously, we touched on this a little bit the other night, but this has to do a little bit. Yeah, I've got, look at that. See that? I got some magic hair gel going on.
There you go.
It's just that my hair just keeps growing longer. It's all jammed up tonight, you know. Keep trying these different things. You never know what you're going to have.
Never know according,
you never know. It could be some magic. According to a new legal filing submitted by none other than superstar Rhode Island-based attorney John E. Deaton. They didn't put the E in there, but I'll put it in there. On behalf of XRP holders on April 19th, XRP users, investors, holders, and developers are as well content providers. That's us, Jeff. Content providers.
That would be us.
And that would be us. And small businesses that utilize the digital asset XRP and the XRP ledger, better known as the XRPL, have a significant interest in the property at issue in this enforcement action. You're damn right we do. You're damn right we do. So it was interesting because John put out a tweet. John E. Deaton put out a tweet saying he's working right now to make all of these names searchable so you can actually see your name is there. And if your name isn't there, for some reason, if it's omitted, he's going to go ahead and say, well, let's get you added, right? So last count I saw, Jeff, wasn't this somewhere around 10,000 or something like that?
I think at last count was around 10, but this is 12,600 plus or minus at this point who have asked to be part of the intervention. I think, you know, when you get a crowd that's lining up at this point, pissed off, 12,000 people. I don't know if they're all in the US, could be people outside the US, but people are upset at the fact that the SEC has really just, throwing caution to the wind and went after the retail investor.
We talked about the Wall Street Journal, like writing that op-ed, which really just grilled them. Like, what the hell are they doing? If you happen to catch Thinking Crypto, Tony from Thinking Crypto did an awesome interview with Brad Garlinghouse. And one thing is sure, Jeff, Brad Garlinghouse will not appear on the chain anytime soon. Of course, I would love them to bring him on the chain, but I just don't see that in the cards. But you never know, Jeff.
You never know. I'd like to talk about a digital asset that allows you to seamlessly pay your crypto credits or your carbon credits.
That's right. We're going to have to shift gears, have to get real eco-friendly, have to start talking about saving the planet and how important it is to conserve energy. Then I think we got a shot, Jeff. Other than that, because we will not be speaking in our official capacity, or personal capacity. We'll be talking in an official capacity, like stewards of the OTC, but not giving our real opinion. Just kind of like, yes, you don't say.
Yeah.
And one of the things that came out about that, now that we're on the John E. Deaton topic, Tony had asked Brad about the whole idea, like, what did he think about the John Deaton filing on behalf of the XRP holder? And he said, well, to be honest, I kind of took it, I'm paraphrasing, took us by surprise. So he didn't elaborate whether he thought it was good or bad, but I think it was like one of these, like, it's like good surprises, like, hey, Jeff, I just won, my crypto just 10x. And there's other surprises like, hey, I just bought a coin that was like 0.0001, and now it's worth 0.00000 nothing and disappeared, right?
Nice.
So like something like that.
Not so nice.
That's not such a great surprise when stuff like that happens. But the other thing that I thought was interesting that came out in that interview with Tony from Thinking Crypto, and if you haven't seen it, go to Thinking Crypto, go watch that interview. I think probably most of you have seen it.
It's pretty solid.
He asked him about his crypto portfolio. He's like, well, what's in your portfolio? And one of the things that kind of like, because every once in a while you think you know all the answers or everything that Brad's going to say. He was really good in the interview. I thought he was really forthcoming. When he couldn't answer a question, he goes, I'm going to dodge that question, and rightfully so. But Tony just kept asking him, which I thought was pretty cool of him, just to kind of like not sit back, but go ahead and ask the tough questions. He asked him what was in his stock portfolio, and he kind of said, well, I've been obviously Bitcoin, talked about attending a Bitcoin conference, and then he said, before I joined, he goes, full disclosure, before I joined Ripple, I was an angel investor, and I invested in a company. And it turns out that company is the company behind Filecoin. So he goes, so he said something like this, like so there might be some of that. Now, as an angel investor, I would think he probably has a lot of Filecoin, but who knows, I don't know what his deal was or how much he bought in or, what that looked like. So he said there might be some. That's kind of like what he said, like there might be something there.
Nice.
So I was like, all right, fair enough, fair enough. I mean, at least he disclosed it, right? So that was the first time I ever heard anything like that. Off topic, Safe Moon is trash. Who says that?
Said that.
If you bought it at 0.000000001 and it went up to 0.000000001, you made money, man. That's all I'm saying.
Living large.
So yeah. So at the heart of the lawsuit is whether or not the transactions involving the XRP constitute investment contracts, which we've talked a lot about, and therefore securities subject to registration under Section 5 of the Securities Act of 1933. But remember that one hearing where they said, well, no, the XRP holders are not, fall under Section 4. Well, that's only if it's deemed a security. Otherwise, Section 4 does not apply, right? That doesn't make you, sort of liable. So I'm actually liking this. Jeff and I had a conversation earlier today, and I think Jeff brought up a really good point. Everyone really is dogging on Jay Clayton. I mean, we should really be thankful because whose SEC filed this today? As far as getting more information, I want to pull that up. But what is the SEC afraid of, by the way? And whose SEC went ahead and tried to eliminate some of the disclosure with regard to discovery for some of the documents? I'll tell you who's SEC.
Trying to cover up?
It was Gary Gensler's SEC. Okay. Right. So Gary Gensler's coming in. Okay. So Gensler comes in, and now they're like trying to tell the court, what else happened? Well, they were found kind of like hand in the cookie jar going overseas, trying to get some dirt on Ripple's clients and trying to do some stuff outside of the purview of the courts. Nope. Got busted right there. Got busted with the hand in the cookie jar. Right, Jeff?
That's right. Straight. It's amazing. It really is. But I think, overall, when we have a lot of people, maybe as we bought into, or as a community kind of bought in to the hype that you have some, new blood coming to the SEC, that somehow he used to educate and teach at MIT about blockchain, about the benefits of blockchain, that somehow that's going to attribute to him also then being more crypto friendly as it comes to his position in the SEC. Unfortunately, many times someone that has a passion about something does the exact opposite when they get into a position of power. Why? Because they want to show that they somehow, that they're that the initiatives that they're promoting aren't somehow corrupted by their own personal opinion, that he's doing the right thing by the SEC. And by that, we really don't know what side of the fence he's going to fall on at this point. However, like you said, at this point in time, Gensler's SEC is now going after Ripple and Library.
That's exactly right. It's exactly right. If you look at, so I want to put this I want to show this by James Finland. He's another attorney that's kind of been right on top of this. It says the XRP community, the SEC v. Ripple requested it. Oh, I'm sorry. I want to read this one first. Sorry about that. I had the wrong one queued up. So this is the one right here. This is where the SEC was seeking an order limiting the discovery to external communications regarding market views of XRP, Bitcoin, and other involving any of the 19 custodians identified by Ripple. Okay, so Jeff, tell me exactly what is it that they are so worried about, right? I mean, think about it.
They're covering up the truth.
Sounds like it, right? I mean, usually if you don't want someone looking in the closet, you ever see somebody comes in it's like, hey, can I come into your house? Sure. I want to look around your house for drugs. Okay. It's like, don't look in that room. Wait a minute. No, you can't look in that room. You can look into my entire house. I know, but I want to look in that room. Remember when they would send inspectors into these bad actors that were doing stuff? They're like, yeah, you can inspect anywhere in the country. Well, we'd like to look over there or not there.
We would like to read. We'd like to read all of the facts pertaining to the case so we can actually see where the SEC stood in terms of certain opinion on the matter. And it's interesting because there definitely are a lot of emails. There are transactions. There's other companies in the space that have approached the SEC and said, hey, by the way, we're going to be working with digital asset. Oh, by the way, we're going to be working with Ripple. Oh, by the way, it involves XRP. What say you, SEC? And where is that? Why can't they reveal exactly? Isn't that public documentation? Shouldn't, isn't this the government, of the people, for the people? I don't know. Maybe I took the wrong turn someplace and ended up in a different parallel universe. But I believe, maybe they can do a FOIA. Maybe they can do a FOIA request.
Yeah, but you know what? They'll slow walk that to the end of time. Look at this. So Alan says, I don't trust Gensler at all. He looks shady as hell. I don't know who Gensler is, but he probably could be shady. But if you're talking about who we think we're talking about,
Gensler.
He just doesn't look reputable, and if it comes down to one thing, it's really important. This is what we got to talk about. Many cassettes. Yeah. Really, because that's really what it is.
Lots of them.
Damn, it feels good to be Gensler. So I want to put this back. Yeah. Go ahead and take that.
Here, what? But the SEC just told the judge that they represent the investors. What do you think of that, Chip? Do they represent the investors? Did that go over well?
Like a fart in church, Jeff.
That's one way to put it. They have the investors' best interests at heart, guys. Can you believe they said that crap and then Ripple finds us out? I mean, could you imagine? I mean, overall, some of the things that we've seen unfold, and Chip, you and I were talking earlier. I think I brought this up yesterday as well. But when Jay Clayton left, I believe he did this space a favor, because we have 4 years where there wasn't a lot of action from the SEC to the crypto space. Yet there was some waiting on Congress to pass maybe something called the Token Taxonomy Act. Never happened. Jay Clayton's the last thing that he does when he leaves is he drops this lawsuit bomb. And what does it do? It reveals all of the inefficiencies within the SEC. And then it goes a step further. I mean, nobody could have predicted the Reddit and the GameStop, but that just doubled down on the inefficiencies of the SEC and put this massive bright spotlight on the fact that maybe they don't really represent the interests of the investors so much.
Well, let's look at this. I mean, while we're on the subject, Crypto Eddie, she tweeted this out. Through the laws of our land, hang on a sec, Jeff. I might tear up during this. Through the laws of the land and through this great, remarkable 4,500 person agency, great career folk to look out for the investing public. Gary Gensler, comment made at his swearing in. Wow. He's really got
read that again. Read that one again.
Yeah, through the laws of our land and through this great, remarkable 4,500 person agency, great career folks to look out for the investing public. Holy Jeff, they're
doing such a good job.
Doing such an amazing job at that. I was like, that's his swearing in right there. Yeah, saying all the right things, but meanwhile behind the curtain, they're like, hey, don't let them look back here. We don't want them seeing what's going on. Please,
say what we did.
This 4,500 person agency, they're all great folk. My God, we're looking after the public. God, we are at their backs.
Do you think we need 4,500 people? Do you think we need all of them? Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I thought it was just Hester Pierce and a couple of other commissioners and, maybe a couple paper pushers. I didn't know there's 4,500 people there.
4,500 strong. Man, it's awesome. I tell you what that reminds me of. It kind of, reminds me of this new bill that was presented called the HR 1602. Called the Eliminate Barriers to Innovation Act.
Sounds good, Jeff.
Really interesting. Sounds really cool, doesn't it?
And it really does.
So let's get into the title here real quick. Let's look at the efficiency of this title. To direct the commodity, the CFTC, and the SEC to jointly establish a digital asset working group and for other purposes. What does a working group do specifically? Does the working group actually solve some regulatory clarity? I don't know. Is it beneficial in any way, shape, or form? Man, what do you think? Where would you put the look?
Look at this right here. John Gill's right on point. Thank you, John, for that. 4,500 people to screw in a light bulb, right? That's about on point right there. That's exactly what they're doing, running around. But here's the thing about this, Jeff. It's like, hello, Jeff. How are you? I brought my friend here today. You know what we're going to do? We're going to chat. Right. So it's like, let's put together an official coffee clutch group. Let's have a book club. What are we going to do? We're going to talk about books. And then you go to the book club and no one ever talks about books, right?
Yep.
So it's like, you ever been in this one when you get really deep in the bureaucracy of an organization? They go like, we're going to have a meeting. So I got so sick of meetings. We're going to have a meeting. What's the meeting for? The meeting is to discuss the meeting we're going to have. Mm-hmm. Well, what's the meeting about? Well, we don't know. We're going to discuss what the meeting's about. Meanwhile, an hour goes by, nothing happens, nothing gets accomplished. And that's what this reminds me of. It's like, at the end of the day, they're going to sit there and talk. And it's like the CFTC. It's like, listen, knucklehead, we want you, CFTC over here, with the SEC over here. We're going to knock your heads together, right? We'll go do some skull cracking if you guys don't start talking about stuff. What?
And that's pretty much what it is, Chip, because here in general, not later than 1 year out. And you know what? I give Patrick McHenry all the credit in the world for Ted Budd and all these guys that put this together. And Darren Soto and Davidson, all those guys, they're putting something together. Why? Because they know that the Financial Services Committee that's been sitting on the Token Taxonomy Act since 2015. 2015. Holy cow. So for how many years now? 6 years they've been sitting on this thing, and it still hasn't moved out of committee. So they put this together. But look at this. It basically, it's an analysis of the legal and regulatory framework and related developments in the U.S. relating to digital assets, including the impact that lack of clarity in such framework has on primary and secondary markets. So I think number one is critical. So they want to talk, they want to research, and it's going to happen a year after the whole thing starts. But number one, what are they saying there? The impact. So they're already showing the impact that lack of clarity in such framework has on primary and secondary markets. So they're already stating that there's a disparity being created in the U.S. and that you're creating damage in the U.S. because of the lack of clarity. Right?
Yeah, well, it's exactly right. But so there's a lot of words there, Jeff. But let's get to the bottom. So far I haven't seen anything substantive. A lot of lip service.
Yeah, number two. So it's an analysis of how the domestic legal and regulatory regimes relating to digital assets impact the competitive position. So again, like you said, they're going to talk, discuss, research, and then they're going to report back the impact of lack of clarity, the domestic legal frameworks relating to our competitiveness. And then they break that into subsections, but then recommendations for the creation, maintenance, and improvement of primary and secondary markets. So they want some recommendations now from the committee. And then best practices to reduce fraud, improve investor protection, assist in compliance with AML. I mean, at the end of the day, now report limited to SEC and CFTC authorities. And it just kind of goes on and on. I mean, it's like, it's amazing. And then they go into definition, but this is not the first time that this bill has been proposed. This one actually passed Congress, so now it's going to move over to the Senate. But come on. I mean, it's just more bloviating, Chip.
Yeah. Listen,
check out these guys here. Look at this.
Well, yeah, the thing about it is it reads like a government, I just don't understand. So I put this tweet out here today. So JC Collins, who I really love on Twitter, puts a lot of good thought leadership out there.
Sorry.
All right. Holy cow. We're having a fight right here.
Look at all the buttons.
This is called "Let's Get Everyone Aligned on What We're Going to Do." This is like the coin. He's commenting on the CoinDesk saying the U.S. House has passed a bill to establish the Digital Asset Working Group, which we just were talking about, with representatives from the CFTC and the SEC. He goes, "Yeah, this is called Let's Get Everyone Aligned on What We're going to Do." Yeah, it could be. But then I tweeted this: I would love to see Congress pass a token taxonomy. It's a bipartisan bill ready to go. It needs to get out of the Financial Services Committee, reintroduced in March 2021 by Warren Davidson and Rep. Darren Soto. Let's do this.
Go.
Check this out, Jeff.
Florida.
Check this out. Now, who do you think like this? Who do you think like this?
Mm-hmm.
Warren Davidson.
Maxine Waters.
He's sleeping. Warren Davidson.
Warren Davidson. Nice. And
hello. Darren
Soto. Boom. There you go.
There.
The two key guys. We need to have them both here on the chain.
Why don't we get them on the chain, Jeff? Why don't we start
to get them here on the chain?
That's what we have to do. We got to get them both on there.
Congressman Soto, if you're listening tonight, we invite you on here. Come on with us on the chain, and we're going to dig into and discuss the token taxonomy. And
I'm especially proud, Jeff. I think we're proud because he's a Florida, congressman. I think I'm especially proud of that fact that, he's, I mean, it could have been any other state, but the fact that he's from Florida kind of makes it a little bit extra special, right?
I think so, and then Warren Davidson. These guys have been at it since 2015, Chip. I mean,
they're amazing.
Here it is right there. These guys are amazing. They keep plugging away. And it's so key because we just looked at a bill that passed Congress that talked about talking. That's it. Basically, put this committee together. Let's analyze it. We already know that there's an impact on our job market, in terms of in the blockchain crypto space. We already know that there's an impact on our competitiveness. We already know that there's an impact, from an investor's perspective. It's already known. We don't need some bloviating work group to go back in and analyze it. But if that's all they have to pass right now, God bless them for getting it passed. But here, this is true work right here. When you see to amend the Securities Act of 1933 and the Securities Exchange Act of 1934, man, that's amazing. To exclude digital tokens from the definition of a security. How key is that? To direct the SEC to enact certain regulatory changes regarding digital units secured through public key cryptography. These guys wrote this back in 2015 when most of the congressional representatives, that was even before they dragged Zuckerberg in front of Congress. And they're all like, what is that Facebook? Is that Facebook thing? What is that Facebook? They're still trying to figure out where their BlackBerries went. And we're like, sorry, Congresswoman, we no longer have BlackBerries. You're now on whatever. Maybe they do. I don't know. But
they
anyhow,
probably do. They probably do.
They're still resurrecting them. But you look at this stuff, and to adjust taxation of virtual currencies held in individual retirement accounts. Think about how forward they were thinking, because the language of this, although this was presented 1628, is presented March of this year of 2021. This is from 6 years ago.
Is it from that long ago, Jeff?
2015, 2000. Well, it might have been 2016, but it was in that Congress. It was in. Oh, yeah, no, you know what? I take that back. You're right. It was in the 115th Congress congressional session in 2016, 2000.
But it feels like 5 or 6 years. Correct. Can we be honest about that? It does feel like it's been a long time.
Call it, whatever that is then. 4 years ago. 5 years ago. Whatever.
Or three something.
It's been a long time. Well, this is the third time they proposed it, and we're in the so maybe it's 3 or 4 years. It seems like 20 years.
It seems like a long time. You know, if you've been in crypto for like, you know, an hour in crypto, it's like, you know, you look at your phone, they're like, just looked at it. You're like, well, maybe it changed. I don't know. Maybe it's moving. I don't know. Maybe where's the hockey stick? You know, you're waiting for that sucker to go up.
That's true. We're only in the 117th Congress. So it's 115, 116, 117. So it's like every year for the past 3 years, they've been putting it out there. And man, there you go. There you go.
You haven't mentioned that once tonight. The Bitcoin. The Bitcoin. I sent Jeff a text today. I was like composing it to Jeff because we usually talk during the day. It's like, I'm like, hey, sometimes, you know, we pick up the phone and talk, but I'm texting Jeff and I realized he said something about Bitcoin. And I said, wait a minute. And then I like backed it up and I said, I don't know if you noticed that, but I put the Bitcoin because that's Jeff's. That's sort of his thing, the Bitcoin. We have to have a shirt with the Bitcoin logo, the Bitcoin. You know what I mean?
I like it. We got to do that. With Jeff's
picture on it or something, you know, something along those lines of that. So look at this. This makes sense. Norseman wants to throw cheese at the SEC board. It's not that kind of a board, man. It's not a cheese board, but I get where you're going with that. Yeah.
But that sounds pretty good. Maybe have some wine with it.
Yeah, like wine, like that's what the SEC always does. They whine about this and that. Look at this, Jeff. I want to put this up because this is the second part of this. So James Finland tweeted this out. Yeah, it's proof of no work. There you go. That's a good one. XRP community, you know, SEC v. Ripple requested an additional 2 days to respond. So Ripple wanted 2 days, an additional 2 days to respond to the SEC's discovery filing. Ripple asked to be allowed to respond on Wednesday because it's like they file it this morning. Hey, what's up, Tony? Wow, Tony's here. I don't know if you heard this today. We were talking about your interview with Garlinghouse. Dude, what an amazing job you did. And you had Stefan Tomas on yesterday. Very good job. You're crushing it, dude. I'm pretty much expecting you to interview Vladimir Putin next, or you know, Macron, or maybe Biden. I mean, it's like in the cards. It's like there's probably nobody, you know, Elon Musk. I mean, you're getting that level. I don't even know if we can like talk to Tony anymore. He's like on this like some man. It's like Tony, you remember this?
The guy's like a superstar, man.
It's unbelievable, man. And like, wow, what an amazing job and the composure you had during that whole thing. And you went for the hard questions too, man. That's what I like. You didn't back down. He's like, well, I'm gonna ask you this, and he's like, I'm gonna pass on that. But I think you can get Putin, man, at this point. I think he's dying to get some airtime.
Everybody throw a thumbs up into the chat for Tony. That'd be awesome.
Guys, throw a big thumbs up in there. So can you imagine this? Like Ripple's supposed to respond to it. They dropped this thing this morning. You know, the whole thing about they want to limit the discovery. Now, why would you do that? I mean, what are they afraid of? I'll tell you what they're afraid of. Could be something behind door number 1, door number 2. And so Ripple's going to wants to have at least till Wednesday, April 28th. SEC News said, or SEC said, well, okay, we'll consent to the request, standard scheduling type of stuff. But man, I just think the whole thing, it's getting crazy, you know, and the more we think about like what Jay Clayton did, he's like, how does that go? Please. He serves it up. Would you like some cheese on a platter, sir?
The usual, sir. Please.
See? Everyone wants a good cassette. It really is fantastic, right? It really is fantastic. Look at that love in the chat there, Tony. Yeah, man. This guy's crushing it, man. I'm like, really? He'd be like, you could be like, Macron's going to be on next week. You're like, yeah, okay. It's like, yeah, that's what Tony does, you know?
Tony's already interviewed Satoshi.
He's already got Satoshi. He's holding back on that one, though.
Oh, yeah. That's going to drop that when Bitcoin's at 100,000. Then Tony's going to be like, bam, see, I knew it was going there. Here's my interview with Satoshi.
Yeah, he'll be like the only one that's going to be able to grant that interview. There's no doubt about that.
Right.
But I think we should probably... I got a couple of videos to play, Jeff, that I think will be fun to play.
The videos. Everybody loves those videos.
The videos are a little bit fun. I thought this one was good because we've kind of been talking about this one. Let me just go ahead and kill this. Let me go ahead and share one of these. But we've been talking a little bit about the Coinbase, you know, that Coinbase IPO. By the way, what's Coinbase at? Can you give me an idea of what that looks like?
Oh man, it's been Coinbase has been a little bit rough. They're trying to remove it. Was it Deutsche Bank or what's that? The exchange, the Deutsche Börse, or whatever. They were trying to take down Coinbase.
Why were they trying to do that?
I didn't read the article. I probably should have read the article. It might have just been a FUD title. I don't know. I was trying to get it. So Coinbase is now sitting. Coin is sitting at 311. 311. I mean, it's like,
wow, dude.
It's been in a downward spiral. Although it touched 325 earlier today, but if we go to when did it launch? 5-day here. It puts us. Let's see, Thursday, 1 month. When did it? Where did it spike? How come I can't get the right year to date? There we go. Nope. I don't know. The little graph here isn't working properly, but I want to see how it's just been in a downward spiral since that 391 that it kind of opened at, and now it's sitting at 311. It's 52-week high. Get this. For the 52-week high, which is not that long, it was only been a couple weeks or a week. $429 is what it hit at its high. Ooh, its 52-week low, $302. Why? Because that 250 wasn't real. When it hit 250, it basically opened right away at 391. It was just like boom, and then boom. So 429 to 311. But I mean, it's still early in the game. It might hover in the 325 to 350 range. It might go back to 200s at some point as the market grows and Coinbase as a company grows. I mean, it could be a $500 to $600 stock. I don't know. It has that possibility.
Well, while we're on that subject, the Hustle, which is a pretty good email newsletter, they posed this question. So I want everyone to think about this in the chat. I want to sort of get what your thoughts are here, but they went ahead and posed this. They said, what would have been a better investment? Someone who invested in Bitcoin in 2012 and held till 2021, or somebody who invested in the seed round of Coinbase when the valuation price shares at 15 cents?
Well, it depends how many you have. Depends how many you have.
Well, it does, but what do you think would have turned out to be a better investment? I mean, obviously, would you have, obviously there's the numbers we don't know about, but think about that. I want people to think about that in the chat. What would have been better?
Let's say if you had 1,000. So if you had 1,000 shares of Coinbase versus 1,000 Bitcoin, or you invested $1,000. I mean, what exactly is the question here? What's a better investment? I think Bitcoin's a better investment from 2012 to 2021, even if it cost $1,000 of Bitcoin. But are they asking if you invested a set amount of money, if it was $1,000?
You're getting way too deep into this thing. Let's just go to the video.
And it's Coinbase.
Like some new frontier, new space.
You guys hear that okay? All right, here we go. So this is Sean Purdy. He's asking the question here. Here he is.
Anytime there's a gold rush, like some new frontier, new space, it can be hard to pick the winner. It can be hard to grab your shovel, dig, and find the gold. So the foolproof strategy in any gold rush is what they call the picks and shovel strategy. You sell the shovels to people who are going to go mine to gold. Once Coinbase got up to where it was like $100 billion valuation, I had the question of, what would have been a better investment? A friend who invested in the seed round of Coinbase, I said, what was the valuation back then? He said it was 15 cents a share. It's trading right now at $330 a share or whatever. And so you got this 2000x markup. Bitcoin in that same month was trading at $12 a coin. Now it's at $62,000 a coin. Still, Bitcoin outperformed. It's closer than I would have thought because Coinbase has really gone up in value in the last 2 years. My friend who was an investor in Coinbase, I said, name one person who held all their Bitcoin from 2012 to 2021. A lot of people would liquidate some of it. And so he was saying the fact that we couldn't sell this whole time for Coinbase was the best money-making strategy for us to not be able to be liquid until now.
Wah.
So it's interesting. The only reason they held was because they were forbidden to sell. So it's like, it's like if you have your investment, it's like you have XRP and at some point it gets to 10, 15, 20, 40. And that's a lot of times what they talk about, the Zum wallet, you can lock up an escrow so you can go ahead and put it in there and
that
you put
wasn't
it away.
His question though.
No, I understand. But
the video and the question don't mesh. You should have asked a different question.
No, but I think his point is that he was trying to make a fun point about what would have been a better investment, and really Bitcoin sort of outperformed, even at $12 going riding all the way up to $62,000 at the time, versus valuation at 15 cents going to 330. I think he's just trying to draw a parallel. I mean, I think you're getting too semantic about the whole thing. What he's saying, I know what you're saying.
He's the one who asked the question. He said, "What's a better investment?"
I know, but it's a little bit for fun. It's a fun type of thing, It's not like, well, You admitted the point there, and it's so therefore, and you don't know. So I mean, there's always that. I think it's more like
serious. It's not
fun,
a joke,
man.
It's not fun.
I thought it was very fun, man. I thought it was extremely fun, Jeff. Did you not think that was fun?
No, I thought he has an interesting point, because from that perspective, he's saying that we couldn't sell Coinbase, but if you invested in Coinbase at 15 cents, you wouldn't sell either until it went public, and you're investing in a company that's going to go with Bitcoin. I kind of get it. Back in 2012, how many people sold? You bought it at $12. When it went to 100, you're like, holy crap, I just 10 times my money. I'm out.
Exactly. You would have been out just like that. I think part of it was they might have been out, but they're forbidden to sell it, right? So there's kind of that.
Yep.
So I thought that was pretty interesting. But anyway, it's more like one of these like fun little, quick little cool things. What I really liked about it was the graphics. I thought the graphics were like first class. I thought it was really smart with the graphics and everything. I thought that was pretty good. Yep. So since we're on the topic of videos right now, I wanted to show this because one of my favorite, looks like he doesn't have a video. What? Oh, I'm going to have to convert this thing first. Yeah, I'm going to have to do a conversion while we're doing this. Unfortunately.
Convert the video.
Yeah, it's not compatible with this. So anyway, we'll circle back to that. I'm actually going to, in the background, try to do that.
You've been watching those Jen, what's her name? Circling back on everything.
Jen Psaki, yeah. I'll circle back with that and never circle back. I thought you were going to circle back on that. I'm going to circle back on the circle back. We're going to have a committee to talk about a committee. Then what are we going to do? Then we're going to talk to each other. Then what are we going to do? We're going to do. It's just silly, Jeff.
Vote in the circle back committee.
The circle back. Sounds like something else, doesn't it, Jeff? I'm not going to go there. Don't you say it. Channel stricken, man.
Trying to get into our thing here on the YouTube.
On the YouTubers.
There we go.
YouTubers.
Yep. I just realized something that needs to be fixed.
And what is that, sir? Please.
I'm working on it.
Oh.
What
are you working on, Jeff? Get it going. We don't want dead air.
There we go. All right.
Sure.
Dead air. Are you working on something? All right.
I am. I got to convert a video in the background because
I didn't know you were converting a video after all that.
Yeah. Thing is, I got to convert it because because the software won't take the extension.
All these cool videos lined up and all that cool stuff. So check this out. So there's a brand new consortium. It's called the Aura Blockchain Consortium. I was reading this. The first thing I saw when they started talking about a consortium, I said, man, a consortium, that's really cool, because think about it, it's kind of like, in the, it's like a James Bond type of thing, and the villain is part of the consortium, and so what's that? I don't know. I mean, consortiums, I guess, are legit. I don't know, but the Aura Blockchain Consortium, all about making sure they tackle the counterfeit goods. I thought this is pretty cool because they're going after, all of the high-end luxury goods, Louis Vuitton, Cartier, Prada. You've got Breitling. There's a whole bunch of them. But what's interesting is that they created this private network developed with consensus. Really, really cool, to put this whole thing together, and you get them all really working towards a unified consensus to actually start tracking counterfeit. And man, to me, this is the epitome of what blockchain is meant to do. And it's great, and so we're seeing, kind of the developments of the NFTs. I would like to see NFTs factored into this a little bit more.
But is that tracking the authenticity? Because I thought that that was a promise of eChain. I thought that was what they were going to do. They were going to put everything on the blockchain to know whether something was legit or not.
Great. Well, these guys have their own consortium. They're getting together as a legit. They're saying, this is what we're going to do. We're all on board with it, because it doesn't work if you're not all on board with it. I don't know why I started looking like.
That's true. Tony Fist brings up a good point. Sonny, what is his name? Sonny Liu. He used to work for LV, which is Louis Vuitton. So.
Yep. LVMH right there.
MH, yeah. By the way, they're a massive brand, Jeff. Massive.
Oh yeah, but I think this is key, because it's everything. Even whiskey. Think about how many things are fraudulent out there, and you just don't know if they're fraudulent. And having part of it, so you get VeChain. Now VeChain, I think the problem with a VeChain is that, hey, this is great. You have an awesome problem that you're trying to solve. But now that you've got the solution, now you got to go shop the solution. You got to get all these luxury brands on board with your solution. They're going to use your solution, implement your solution, and embed it into your product, into their products. Now you get the luxury companies, they get together with consensus and they say, hey, we're going to create our own kind of private solution that we're all on board with. And now they're going to use it. It's creating a little bit of competition. They might fail at their initial approach. Maybe VeChain does it better. I don't know. These guys, they jumped right into it, and it's something that they're going to roll out. I think it's critical. I think it's really, really important.
It is, but I mean, there's a bunch of projects.
VeChain.
There's a bunch of projects out. Well, I just thought that was weird too because of where they're based. I'm like, well, that's where all the counterfeit goods come from. So I thought that was kind of a
test market in the world.
Kind of an interesting pairing. I'm like, well, I don't know if that makes a lot of sense. I mean, they're kind of boy, there's all kinds of weird stuff going on here. I'm not going to be able to show that video tonight, but that's all right. We'll queue it up for tomorrow. It'll be it. It was a fun one too, Jeff. It was a fun one, unfortunately. But
I gotta do something here. I'm adding a few surprises.
Uh-oh, I like surprises sometimes. Well, I have one here too. There's something I wanted to get to the other night, and okay, where was that? You know, sometimes we don't always get to stuff. And that's always an issue too. I mean, sometimes we don't.
Oh, I lost it.
Boy, Jeff, we were just like really.
It's like dead air all of a sudden.
It's like we're just disorganized tonight. But you know, it's so weird. Like sometimes with technology, you're trying to find everything. You can't find it. You're looking for it. You're like, oh, it was there, but it's not there. What do you got?
It's not there. I don't know. That's it. I'm done. No. So here's another one. You know about Hedera Hashgraph?
Yeah.
You know about the H bar, man. So I found this. I thought this was really cool. So, so there's a plan in Australia, man. I always feel like Australia seems to be a little bit ahead of the game. Maybe there's just something over in that region where they're just so much further ahead of the game when it comes to the digital asset and the blockchain space. But Australia really seems to be, you know, forward thinking. But check this out. So FPOS reveals plans to power Australian smart cities with blockchain tech. But they're going to take it a step further. But check it out. They want to use distributed ledger tech to power smart cities and self-driving vehicles. And they're going to talk about this whole thing. But they're pairing it with, hang on, where is it? Here we go. Built using Hedera Hashgraph.
Very cool, man. I like the project a lot, man. I really do like Hedera Hashgraph. And, you know, it has, like, we've talked about it here before. They have some similar principles to, you know, very similar as far as transaction times and everything else and settlement and all that. But they're kind of going after a little bit of a different audience.
Yeah. Yep. I think
Smart cities. I think that's phenomenal, man.
Smart cities, great. But check it out. The AFTPOS Chief Investment Officer Ben Tabel noted the significance of the firm's DLT initiative in partnership with Hedera. They combine digital identity and payment solution in Australia. I just think, man, when you get to this point, when we see all these, you know, payment solutions and, you know, something like this that's actually doing, we're not just talking, it's actually in, you know, actuality. They want to see it all come together. They're even talking about pay-per-click, real-time payments. I mean, there's so much going on over there using the H bar. So very, very cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. And so one of the things that came up, and that, you know, it's kind of funny. Garlinghouse, when that interview with Thinking Crypto with Tony, Garlinghouse was talking to him about, you know, stuff on the internet. He gets criticized a lot on the internet, and he said he had chimed in on someone's tweet that said, like, you know, who will play me if there's a movie? He's like, I wouldn't doubt that there would be a movie. So I don't know if you saw this, but apparently Brad Garlinghouse is like really pissed off right now because turns out that Brad Garlinghouse is pissed that Danny DeVito will play him in the Netflix movie. So, you know, it's just how things go. Gnashing his teeth while speaking candidly with XRP Productions, reporters Sunday, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse admitted he was extremely pissed, livid actually, that the actor Danny DeVito was cast to play him in the upcoming Ripple movie produced by Netflix. I mean, the guy's a great actor, don't get me wrong, said Garlinghouse, of the diminutive, bald 76-year-old screen legend, but do I look anything like that? What in the actual F?
Yep.
So
there you go.
So leaked out image of the set. There's Danny DeVito portraying Brad Garlinghouse in the yet untitled Ripple movie. Dynamic blockchain CEOs beyond pissed off at the casting.
What did that appear on? What is that?
This appeared on XRP, the parody site XRP, the Standard Productions, who puts out some very good stuff.
Yep.
And right now I am streaming micropayments as we speak.
Who wrote this article though?
How come I never liked that? Oh, XRP Productions.
What is it? Oh, gotcha.
It's a parody site. They do parody stuff.
I get that. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but I just thought this was one of the funnier ones I've seen in some time. They do all kinds of great stuff. I mean, really, it's one of the better Coil sites. But like as right now, I've got Brad Gelling. Let's see what else they have. Like Coinbase's Brian Armstrong comes out of the closet as a super villain days before the IPO. He does look like a Bond super villain. Like, I mean, especially that shot right there. SEC, we were just joking. The SEC drops Ripple lawsuit. Just a joke. I mean, come on, guys. XRP price explodes after news it will be backed by Beeple's NFT. A theory that Brad Garlinghouse died in 2017 was replaced by Lizard Man imposter takes root on the internet.
Oh my God.
It really is good stuff. He does look like a lizard, reptilian, right? SEC's appalled people expect a profit from holding XRP. Vitalik Buterin blames President Biden for high ETH gas prices. And why not? You always blame somebody else. That's what it's Biden's fault. It must be Biden's fault. Look at him. He's got a bow tie on. Dude, some of the pictures are the best, man. Elon Musk releases a new Bitcoin edition of Tesla. It's see it burning up all the energy on top.
Yeah.
Former SEC officials Clayton and Hinman open Bitcoin Ethereum mining farms. Oh God! I don't know who writes this, but it's just brilliant. SEC sues the SEC for allowing Ripple to sell securities for 8 years.
That's the best one. I think that summarizes all of it. That's
it's just
awesome.
gold.
What is that?
Yeah, SEC. Kim Jong-un excited to run Gala Games node. No. Department of Agriculture declares XRP a bioengineered food. And then we've got the Pope announces God can no longer support XRP in the universe. It's just tremendous, man. I mean, I love this. Mysterious obelisk found on a hillside in Liechtenstein. Did you see that when you were there, Jeff?
Let me see.
I don't remember seeing that.
What is it? No, I did not see an obelisk in Liechtenstein.
You see what it's got there?
I see it. Wait a minute. I think I stood right there in that spot.
You may have, yeah. I mean, and Tim Cook pursues Ripple partnership after viewing viral TikTok video because, those are so cool. Yeah, they're just amazing. I mean, all of them. I mean, it's just I wish to be more.
Did you hear your Apple guy launched his crypto asset today?
I didn't hear that, no.
Hey, what's his name? Paul something or another? Or no, the other guy.
Which guy? Tim Cook?
Wozniak.
Oh, Wozniak. We call him Woz, Jeff. If you're down with the
Apple people,
we call him the Woz. W-O-Z, Woz.
The Woz. That's right. All right, I got to get down with the Apple lingo.
Look at this, dude. This is great. XRP holder confused by a strange new number next to the decimal point. I mean, Ripple signs Roger Federer as the first global XRP ambassador. It's awesome, dude. Yeah. I mean, they're just phenomenal, man. I mean, the guys some of the most incredible things. Look at this. The Fed's Powell prepares cryptocurrency speech by searching scam in the thesaurus. How about this one? Garlinghouse forces captive swell audience to listen to oboe cycle. I mean, where did they go? I mean, look at the picture, man.
Oh my God, just freaking brilliant.
I mean, it's just fantastic. Look at XRP Productions creator proves $100,000 XRP in Jerry Hall interview. Crypto Bitlord feels like Ripple XRP and Stephanopoulos interview.
Oh my God, that's too much.
Yeah, right. It really is something. It really is something special.
It is.
Brad Garlinghouse announces his engagement. Because someone asked him about the memes. He's like, well, I'm kind of a private person. Well, not really. And then he asked him about, all those pictures of him as a kid, like when he was in the Boy Scout uniform. And I remember I took the picture and put a beard on him. I felt kind of weird about doing that. But Ripple vows to hire more Bitcoin maximalists and pledge for equality. Because, got to get everybody involved, Jeff. I'll just read two more because this is just really good stuff. Following Amazon's game plan, Ripple to start selling DVDs. I would have liked it better if they were selling cassettes, but I'll let them go. Ethereum Classic announces half off 51% attack on Labor Day sales. So there you go. That's it, Jeff.
That's it.
Right?
That is it.
I did have another video to share. This one is Mike Novogratz, and I want to give all the credit to Crypto Eddie. I probably would be able to find the tweet. It's in my stack of things over here, Jeff, next to the one thing that I was supposed to do. Yeah, here it is right here. So Crypto Eddie, she put this up there. Let me share my screen again. Share. So she put this up there, and I want to give her credit. I downloaded the video. So XRP Army will die more slowly than you predict. Did I hear that right? Well, let's hear it for ourselves, shall we? We're going to find out exactly what transpired here. Let me go ahead and load up this file here while we're thinking about it. There's so many weird things. It's like now that everyone's like locked down, there's all this weird. If you notice all this, like everyone's jibber jabbering all over the internet. So here's Novogratz, and here's what he had to say.
Who's locked down?
Mike, you mentioned the fact that there's no institutions behind this, so lots of questions just about, I guess, clearly the real value of it, but where Dogecoin goes from here. We had a guest actually on our air yesterday saying that he expects Dogecoin to cease to exist here in the future. Would you agree with that?
It could. Listen, these coins are owned by communities, right? There's a decentralization to them. And what I've learned is they're almost like European soccer teams, right? They have their own songs, their own mythos, their own.
Pay attention. He's going to go after a certain community.
Nice.
Just saying.
Right after us.
Pay attention. Here we go. Soccer. You know how European football teams, they have their own songs, Jeff, He's trying to infer that they're nuts, like they're crazy people because they're really super fans. That's where he's going with this whole thing. Let's listen.
Vocabulary. If you're part of XRP or the XRP army, or if you own Luna, you're a lunatic. And so they die more slowly than people predict, right? I think of it sometimes like when President Trump started getting all this support, you kept scratching your head after he made kind of gaffe after gaffe or did one horrible thing after another. He's like, well, who can keep following him? Who can keep following him? And he never lost his support base. There was,
unlike Joe Biden, for example, just saying, no one ever dropped off there either. No, there's that many gaps there. No,
this group that just they're gonna die being President Trump supporters. And in some ways, some of these cryptos will go down slowly. Now, listen, prices are set on the margin. If there's not new money that moves into the system, the price goes down. And so I do think the price of Doge will head back, much lower than it is as the energy gets lost in the Doge 420 or the excitement of the young kids trying to push it up. But I'm not positive it goes to zero. There will be some diehard Doge community that supports it somewhere.
The Doge.
So you see that? Look at how he's hating on the Dogecoin. If you just saw Crypto Eddie's video and she talked about how Doge got started and all the charity work they used to do. To me, it's like, well, the thing about Novogratz, he's an early investor in Ripple, the company. So he's like all hating all over that. But here's what they don't want you to know, Jeff. This is like you want to hear the deep, dark secret? Yeah, Doge is a fork of Lucky Coin, which is a fork of a Litecoin, which is a fork of Bitcoin.
Nice.
That means that Dogecoin is exactly the same as Bitcoin. And they're like, that Dogecoin is a joke. We're Bitcoin because we're worth 62 grand or whatever it is. Meanwhile, they're essentially the same thing. It's like, that's the dirty little secret they don't want you to know. Oh, no, don't look there. Why would we want to say anything about that? Meanwhile, and they're sitting there, and you have the BTC maxis are like, oh, that Dogecoin has always been a joke. We knew it from day one, Jeff. It was a joke.
Similar, but a little different.
Fork of a fork of a fork of a fork, and it's the same thing. So, like a friend of a friend, no?
Hey, so you brought up, We just happened to brush over the Liechtenstein
Play that
situation right
That's
there.
awesome.
This isn't a video. This is just a picture.
Oh, I wanted you to play the video when you
pictures.
did.
Oh, I have to find that video. But yeah, that's it's my son walking over there, by the way. It's walking forward. But
Oh,
then
it's the
check this
castle
out.
up there.
There it is. Hang on, let me just minimize this. Boom. There you go.
That's a beautiful
The
picture, man.
castle. And then let me see if I can get another one here. Hang on. Oh, here we go. Check out this view. Look at that.
Holy crap, Jeff! You were standing right there.
Yep, that's what I was looking for. It was not exactly, but pretty much. That was sweet. How do you like that view? View's freaking awesome. Very
Freaking
nice
ridiculous,
view.
Jeff.
Yep, it is. It's nice. And good times. Maybe one day we'll all go there. We'll all be hanging out in Liechtenstein. So
I was trying to find it on our channel, Jeff. Where is it?
I don't know. But let me see if I can get what is this? Oh, here we go. Let me see if I can zoom. I gotta shoot. Let me see if I can download this one real quick.
Hey, did you? By the way, when you were there, did you go to Gensler Mountain?
Gensler Mountain. Is that?
Thank you for that XRP speedboat 1111. That's your number, man. Did you visit Gensler Mountain while you're there? It's kind of like Space Mountain at Disney. It
is. It's just like Space Mountain. There you go. Here I am, right there. Check me out. Oh, you can't see me. How do you like the vertical picture?
Oh, Jeff, what
Are you
the
impressed?
hell?
You impressed by the vertical picture there? And Alpen Marathon Liechtenstein. There you go.
Yeah, Jeff.
Sweet. Yep. Very cool.
Right there. You went to when were you there exactly? What was the exact?
It was last. What was that? Last October. Not this past October, but the year before that. So that would have been 2019 because
a year and a half ago.
We couldn't travel last summer apparently due to some unforeseen circumstances.
Oh, here it is, Jeff. I found it. Aren't you excited?
Oh, really?
Let's pull this up.
Sweet.
Yeah. Let's pull it up.
9 o'clock. So let's run it. Let's do it. It's 9 o'clock.
We started a little bit late, so that's.
Yeah, that's right. We got a couple extra minutes. For those that have never seen this video, I think it's kind of cool. It was a nice video.
Hang on, let me share my screen.
I got some really, really cool mountain climbing pictures from that trip. That was really sweet. Let's see. Fire that up.
Hang on, I'm firing it. Just trying to see what happened here.
The language barrier. John don't want to know about the language barrier. Oh, there we go. No can hear.
You can't hear it?
No.
Oh, you know why? I forgot to hit that stupid button. They gotta stop doing stupid crap like this. They gotta build an interface. They gotta learn how to do it. God, it's just so dumb. It's like, of course I want to share the audio. Why do I have to tick a box to tell you I want to share the audio? You morons.
There was some really cool stuff we did over there. It was funny. That was, you know what? That trip, we had just started OTC.
We just started OTC.
That's how I did. I actually did a couple of videos. I did a live stream from over there, I believe, or I made a video.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't a live stream.
Well, the thing was, you dropped the video.
Oh, that's
and I edited this piece together and added all the music and stuff.
Oh, that's right. That was awesome.
Here we go. Let's do this.
We'll see what it's like. We don't know. It's about an hour 20 from Zurich, and we're on our way right now.
Sorry. So there it is, the city center.
All right, so now we are actually in Liechtenstein. So compliments of DAI, because who in the world would have thought about coming to Liechtenstein if it wasn't for the videos that DAI was making talking about Liechtenstein? Really, if you look around here, it's actually spectacular. So I'm gonna flip this around.
There it is.
That is the Palace of Vaduz. It's where the prince apparently lives up on the hill. So it's a pretty nice view from up above. Look at that. And you see a lot of these FL license plates. This is
Not
where
sure
I
if those are
scratched the
local, but
vehicle.
we're actually here
Oh,
for
nice.
the 300th anniversary of Liechtenstein. And there you've got the Museum of Liechtenstein, the small town of Vaduz. There's actually a fair going on right about now. And we've got all sorts of pretty amazing things
I'm hungry now.
that you
Yeah.
probably wouldn't see. But this is, I don't know if this is because they're still celebrating the 300th anniversary.
Hell yeah, that is.
Yeah,
Exactly
it was. It's
what
nonstop.
this is all about.
It's very cool.
All right. Up a whole bunch of steps. And the views.
Sounds you're a little breathing hard there, Jeff, as you get into the mountains there.
Actually,
There's not much oxygen up there.
Not much.
extraordinary, as is this whole area. And you get views of Liechtenstein down into, holy cow, that's coming up behind me. I'm gonna turn around here and show some of the view.
Wow, dude, that's insane.
And that's
Beautiful.
Pretty
Holy cow. Look at how
stellar.
cool this video was.
So
We were at
it's
the
pretty
fair.
sweet.
A little while ago. See, there he is. There we go. All right. Let's keep climbing. Keep climbing up a little bit further. Capture some more views. And then we'll
Start drinking.
check out the
Oh,
castle. And we'll talk a little bit more about Liechtenstein when we get up
Yeah,
to the
you know that's
palace.
exactly what you did. I know that's for sure. But even this, dude, look at how beautiful that is. That's not. Look, XRP, Jeff. XRP, right there. You see it? I told you that was a
All
sign.
right, so here we are at the
That's
very
their currency.
top, and this is
Oh,
the Prince's Palace here in Liechtenstein. This is a private residence, so there's actually no entry
Oh,
into
man.
the palace, but it's pretty impressive when you get the views from up here. When you see the views from down below,
Man.
I took a few pictures. I'll include them in here. But this is absolutely astonishing. And again, you know, if you think about the whole idea here behind being in Liechtenstein, and I don't think I would have come to Liechtenstein if it wasn't for DAI mentioning it on his videos as one of the wealthiest countries in the world and a place to possibly come when moon.
it's all banks.
So it doesn't matter what digital asset you find yourself in. Liechtenstein is filled. The street is lined, I should say, with banks. So it's bank. The area super nice. People extremely friendly. We spent some time, had some fun in the fair down below, and
drank.
again, the
few
views are
beers.
just breathtaking. But as an overall country, GDP is extremely high. So this is probably, if not the wealthiest country in the world. It's in the top with a GDP that was estimated. This is old information. At around $140,000 per capita. So if you can only imagine
that.
now, what does this all mean for
How did you remember the stats,
for
Jeff? Jesus.
when moon and blockchain and a potential place to be? This also has the lowest business tax rate, or one of the lowest in the world, at 12.5%. They do believe in a free market economy. They
Cardio.
use the Swiss franc. They also use the euro.
Cardio is
here.
pretty good too.
But overall, this is definitely an astonishing place. Again, you know, let me just get a zoom here behind me, and you can kind of get an idea of what this palace looks like. And we'll kind of zoom up and zoom down a little bit, and you get an idea of the grounds. So if we look at the grounds around as well, there's a ton of walking paths here. Again, it takes from Vaduz, it takes a good 15-20 minutes walking up the hill. So that's it. This is Jeff with the Hodl Review on the chain, coming to you live on location here at the Vaduz Palace, at the Vaduz Palace of the Prince of Vaduz. So with that, I will sign off, and I'll look forward to seeing you guys very soon.
Boom.
See you after moon in Liechtenstein.
That was pretty sweet, man.
I forgot how cool that video was, man. It was really fun editing
really
too, because Jeff dropped all the files in a Dropbox, and I went and put it together, added some music to it. It was really a fun thing to do, man. It was
really, really cool. Nice
job. It was cool. Yeah, it was really cool, man. It was great, and that was like one of our first videos when we actually put the on the chain together. So that was actually kind of like a tripping through, a little nostalgia there. Really, very, very cool. But guys, if you're first time here, like, subscribe, click that notification bell so you get the notifications when we go live. And that's all I know. Jeff, you got anything?
That's it. I just want to say appreciate everybody for being here. I appreciate Oscar Marson for showing up. Maybe next time I'll show some videos of Iceland when he's here. He lives in Iceland, so what does he want to see those pictures for? But anyhow, tomorrow's another night. Do you know tomorrow is Thursday? I'm shocked. I can't even remember today's Wednesday. Feels like Monday. I don't know. Doesn't even feel like Monday. Every day runs into the next. I don't even know which way's up anymore. But anyhow, tomorrow's Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here, exclusively on the chain.
The chain. We never can say that together. Let's go. Let's get out of here. See you guys on the next one. Chip, Puddle, Jeff, out.
Are you down with OTC? Please like, subscribe, and click the bell to be notified when the next video drops.